Greetings to you all and welcome to my channel once again. You're so much welcome to my channel. Please, if you're new to this channel, please consider subscribing to my channel so that each time I upload a new content, you get notified and you also come here to watch my video. So thank you so much for joining us today. So last Friday being yesterday, our leader Nnamdi Kanu, during his question and answer section, gave some wonderful clarifications on how the Republic of Biafra look like. So questions came from different parts of the world. People asked diverse questions on what the Republic of Biafra will look like. And he provided a lot of wonderful answers. Now, a particular question was asked. Somebody asked a question from Texas in America on how our electoral systems are going to look like. Now, this is the answer he gave to this question. Now, take a look.
Good morning, Master Nnamdi Kanu. My name is Chibuzo Kalu. I'm from E2 in Olokoro. I'm stationed in Texas.
You're in Texas, you're from E2. Do you know E2 is where my grandmother comes from? E2 is where my father's maternal home is E2. When my father passed on, we had to take a cow to them as it is customary for us to do. Therefore, you're welcome to this very program. In our local parlance, of course, you're Namoche to my father, to my late father, and I welcome you very much. Please, the world is listening. Go ahead.
I wish I could learn so much about E2, but I have to ask that to my father. That one is not for you. The question I have for you is more of an ideological question. It's more about democracy.
Yes.
In the United States, we see that our elections are coming up, and Americans are only now waking up to the fact that we have indirect democracy and not really direct democracy. So my question to you is really, do you believe in that direct democracy, or are you more of representative democracy, especially knowing that how Igbo people were very particular about how everybody wants to have their own vote counted? We want to know that our vote is directly, contributing to whatever we're discussing.
Thank you very much for your question. It's a very, 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 very important question. Yes, we gave the world democracy. Our essence is democracy, not just democracy by the British, the one they rigged the election census in 1953, rigged the election in 1957, all that rubbish. No. Where we come from, every vote must count. And there was a way we used to do it in the past, which we are now going to bring back again. I think it was it Morrissey who brought it? Is option A4, they call it. You stand outside and tell us who you support, so we can count it. All this secret ballot nonsense is the reason why they rig elections. So we are going to be more than transparent when it comes. We are going to guard our democracy with our lives. We cannot be dying and suffering to bring about Biafra for some idiots to come and mess it up. Of course not. You are in America, and I believe from the way you sound, you're high. Of course, we are learned. Wherever we go to school is compulsory. Our parents won't allow us to laze about at home. We must go to school. Now listen to this. You are aware of all the technologies we have. The biometric system. Before you open your iPhone, you have to scan your iris. You have to scan your thumb and all that. We can develop such a technology. So even if you want to vote from the Antarctica, you can do so. And no two thumbprints are the same. No two persons are the same, as you're well aware of. All we need to do is to build rigidly into our system all these new technologies that captures the uniqueness of every individual and make sure we direct that towards whatever outcome we want to see in terms of the credibility of our electoral process. We are the originators of democracy. We originated democracy before even the Greeks were born. We are practicing democracy. And that is the reason why in our place we say Igbo, which means that only God is king in heaven. Every other person is equal. So the foundational basis of our democracy is ingrained in us. It is in our bone marrow. Therefore, nobody can mess it up. You have nothing to worry about, my dear brother. We are in safe hands. And such safety can be found in the thinking of our people, in our essence and in our being also. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Like I said before, our electoral processes are going to be wonderful and there's no need to be afraid. So it's going to be such a unique system, in fact, the best in Africa, because every vote will be counted and nobody will be disenfranchised. Every vote will be counted. every level of technological advancement are going to be applied to make sure that every vote within the country is counted. So there is going to be a huge difference between how the systems are going to be in the Republic of Biafra and the way it is now currently in Nigeria. So Biafra remains the only hope of Africa, and a lot of things are going to happen. Not only that, so many questions still came. After he answered all these questions on how our electoral processes are going to be. Somebody still asked a question on how our infrastructure and economic life, our infrastructure and economic systems, how they are going to be. And he also provided some wonderful answers to the question. Now take a look.
Thank you very much. Thank you very, very much for that. And I'll answer your question very briefly. Aba is not going to be like Holland or Japan or anywhere. Holland and Japan in 15 years' time will be praying to be like Aba. That is a promise that we are giving. Do you think that we are going to suffer all these things to allow people from Aba to continue given what they have given to this struggle? Considering what they have invested. What Aba has invested, what Onisha has invested in it, what Enugu has invested, what Abakaliki has invested, what even as I speak to you right now with people still in detention in Uyo, what they have invested. People from Izon land in Bayelsa would have invested in this very effort we are making. We are going to, I said, we are going to listen very carefully. We are going to build our land for 75 years, morning, afternoon, and night. People will work in the morning, 8-hour shift. Afternoon shift will come. Night shift will come. Every blessed day for 75 years. At night time, we'll put on floodlights for the construction. We are going to build a world-class sewage system. These are the things you don't see. Our electricity pylon and grid will not be up above. It's going to be underground. When you flush your toilet in your house, it will not go into a soak away. It will go into a place where we recycle the water and pump it back to you to drink, having cleaned it very well. That is what Britain is afraid of. Britain wants us to be living in huts, in mud houses. They want us to suffer. Britain wants Africa to remain very poor, so they can use Fulani idiots to be controlling everybody else. It's a very simple game plan because they know what we are capable of doing. Have you been to Jukubonka before? Go to Jukubonka in my father's compound. You will see it very clearly. The architecture and the construction of Jukubonka were entirely indigenous. No white man was involved. Go and have a look at it. If they can do such a thing over 50 years ago, imagine what this generation can do. We are going to build our land. That if you're walking on the street and your akara, not hamburger akara, drops on the ground, you pick it up and you eat it. There will be no room or space for idiots. That is why we are going to be very, very strict. The neo-colonialists like Facebook and all this, they will try to plant efulefus everywhere to derail what we are doing, but they are going to fail. We are going to build our land. You see, Bayelsa. Bayelsa will be a tourist haven. Bayelsa will build us, is going to have fish processing plant. We are not going to import geisha from Asia. The fish, after all, the fish in the tin of geisha, they cut it off the coast of Biafra land. So we go to our own waters, we catch our own fish, we come, we can it, and we can feed the whole of Africa. We know what we are doing. We don't want to release everything because we don't want to attract too many enemies. That is why it is better for them to be calling us miscreants, touts, or people seeking relevance. It's better.
I hope you heard that so well. Yes, Aba is not going to be like Holland and Japan, but just after 15 years of the restoration of Biafra, Holland and Japan will be praying to be like Aba. Holland and Japan will be praying to be like Biafra. We are going to build Biafra. We'll build it in the morning. We'll build it in the afternoon. We'll build it in the night consecutively for 75 years. Consecutively for 75 years. We are not going to rest. We are not going to rest until we have built Biafra to the taste, to the extent at which we want it. There is every reason for us to remain consistent, for us to remain vigilant, for us to remain hopeful, because it's never going to be easy. It was not easy between 1967 to 1970, and at the same time, it's not going to be easy this time around. One thing we should always have at the back of our mind is there is not going to be war. We are going to go freely. Nigeria will totally disintegrate. The Republic of Biafra will go. Oduduwa Republic will go. The Northerners will remain with their Nigeria. But it's going to happen, and there won't be shedding of innocent blood this time around. So every level of attack will come from different angles. We are waging war with Britain. We are waging war with the United Nations. We are waging war with big tech companies, including Facebook. Facebook has proven so many times to us that they are not with us. They are not for us, and they are totally against us. Facebook, as we know, is always fact-checking our leader's post. Whenever he makes any post or he writes anything, trying to let people understand the level of fraud in Asarok, trying to let people understand that Buhari is there and he died in 2017, and the person posing right there in Asarok right now as president of Nigeria is just somebody on mask. Somebody on mask. Whenever our leader posts something like this, Facebook will try to fact check the post, but they themselves wouldn't conduct any form of investigation to know if that claim is actually true or false. So with this, we should be able to understand that we are waging a war with Facebook, and that should not dampen our spirit, but rather it should give us the courage. It should give us courage to forge ahead and never relent in our struggle. Now, this is not where it ended. Another question still came. And this question was directed at those that are going to hold public offices in the Republic of Biafra. Now, I must tell you the truth. It's not going to be easy for somebody to hold a public office in Biafra, because you must be somebody of very wonderful qualities, in the sense that you are not going to have pride. If you're not somebody who have taken that decision that I'm going to this place to serve as president of Biafra or as prime minister of Biafra just as a sacrificial work, if you don't see it as a sacrificial work, you can't serve as president or prime minister of Biafra. Now, just take a look at the answer he gave to this question.
There will be nothing like what immunity, what useless immunity clause. Can't you see them? We go back to Israel. Can't you see them dragging Netanyahu all over the place to court in Israel? Can't you see? Can't people see it? Which stupid clause? Which stupid immunity? Who is immunity? You won't even have siren to start with. And let me make it very clear: in Biafra land, the Biafra we are building, it doesn't matter who you are, as our prime minister or as our president, the only thing you are going to have are 2 dispatch riders, only 2, with the secret service following you to protect you. But there will be no noise, no siren, none whatsoever. I said none. If you're the mayor of a district or the district head or however it may be, because we're not going to have all this stupid zoo nomenclature like governor and all this rubbish, of course not. Let's say you are the mayor of a particular city, and you are the political head of that very city, and you think you're going to have siren. You're joking. In fact, you travel by public transport. If you're lucky, you may get a bicycle. If you're very, very lucky. If you don't want to serve in public office, you get away. Go and become a millionaire and be driving and have a convoy of 90 cars. Nobody will begrudge you. But as a political office holder, you are there at the mercy and the service of the people. No immunity clause, no police protection. All that rubbish will be gone. You will join us on the public service, be it the tram, the train, or the tube we'll be using. You join us there to go to work. If you don't want to go to work, as other people are going to work, you get out of office and somebody else will take over. No immunity from where? Immunity from which idiot is that? What useless immunity? None whatsoever. The only people allowed to use siren are the police, the ambulance service, and fire service. Police, ambulance, fire service. You will not even see an army, you will not even see a Biafran soldier on the street wearing army uniform. Impossible. Impossible. You will not see any. You won't. And the policeman, after work, and you're going back to your house, you're an ordinary civilian, you put on normal clothing, and you go back to your house. We are going to build a civilization, not all this stupid janjaweed rubbish in the zoo. They think we are stupid. Of course, we're not foolish. We are not going to suffer, and people will die to get where we are today, and then some idiots will come and ruin it. Of course, it's not possible.
There won't be siren for leaders, no immunity clause for leaders, and at the same time, no police protection for leaders. This sounds very terrible indeed, but even though it's very interesting. Why? Because it will lower everybody at the same level. It will lower everybody at the same level. Both leaders and common citizens will be at the same level, which means being a leader in Biafra land is not for looters, it's not for criminals, it's not for those who are corrupt, but occupying any public office in Biafra land is only for those who are sacrificial, for those who have the intention, the view of making the lives of the people better. So the Republic of Biafra is going to be such an exceptional one. It will be so exceptional that people will be running away from public offices because they know that they're not going there to loot, so as to go outside the country, go to Dubai, go to America, go to UK and erect big mansions. No, but they're only going there to serve. They're going there to serve, to suffer and represent the interest of the people. So Biafra is going to be so much wonderful. Siren will be made available for only fire service, for only police service, and for only ambulances. So it's going to be so much unique. So we have to remain resolute, we have to remain consistent, and we have to remain hopeful. Because in no distant time from now, and even sooner than we are expecting, the Republic of Biafra shall emerge, and we shall all rejoice together. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if this video is interesting to you, please consider subscribing to my channel so that each time I upload new content, you get notified and you come here to watch my video again. Please also do well to share the video across the social media platform. Share it on Twitter, share it on Facebook, share it on Instagram, across every other platform which you know. Thank you so much for watching this video. Bye for now. See you again in my next video.